principles, 5 major principles. You can say sequence also. So others, those who are connected participants, please mute your audio. During at last end of the session, I can able to ask, give some time for a question and answers. So that time you can able to unmute. So that will help others to hear properly. Okay. So lean principles. So these are the 5 major lean principles. First one is define the value. Second one is map the value stream. Third one is create the flow. And fourth one is establish the pull. And fifth one is the perfection. Okay, pursue the perfection. So value. So first we'll discuss. Better we'll discuss. So value means what? Who defines the value? So value is a common word. So whether it is a service or manufacturing or construction or healthcare, education, everywhere, value is a common word. Okay. So who defines the value? It is a customer. Customer decides what is the value. And what is the definition of value? What are the activities customer is willing to pay? That is called value. For example, let us assume there is one Xerox shop. Okay. Customer came for a Xerox. Okay. He want to take one photocopy. He want to take one photocopy. So one photocopy, he need to pay 1 rupee. Okay. Yes. So that person who is taking the photocopy, he just made some mistakes, or he some 2-3 paper he lost. But the customer not going to pay more than 1 rupee, na? Because he want one photocopy. For that he can able to pay 1 rupee only. So if you are doing something extra, customer is not going to pay for that. So what are the activities customers willing to pay, happy to pay? That is called value. Then normally some manufacturing sector or a service, let us assume we will charge to customer any extent, but knowingly or unknowingly customer is paying for everything. But let us assume is customer is coming inside the plant, okay, inside the services. He found so many wastes are in the process, so he assumed that I am paying include all these wastes. So it is not correct. So what are the activities customers happy to pay? That is only called value. I'll take very small another example for drilling process. For make a hole, so drill machine is set up, it's done. So the person is placed the plate, and when he started drilling, the drill bit move certain distance in the air. Then he touched that top portion of the plate, and it make a drill. Then again it go back in a air travel. So the perfect view of customer, air travel distance is not going to add any value. So perfect value is what exactly what the where the hole is happening. That is only the value. Okay. So what you are saying is value is defined by the customer. The definition of value is what are the activities customer is willing to pay. That is called value. Okay. If there is a God, there is a opposite is devil. So if there is a value, then opposite is non-value. Okay. Non-value added or waste. Okay. Let me go to that waste. See, normally waste is defined by 3M. Okay, in terms of muda, mura, muri. In that, muda is waste. Okay, in first time, the 7 waste was defined by Mr. Taichi Ogono, who is that who is called father of Toyota production system. Okay, he is the person organized. So identified all these 7 wastes. By reducing the 7 wastes, we can able to improve the productivity. Okay, let me see what is 3M first. Okay, 3M is this again is Japanese word muda, mura, and muri. So all these words start from M. Like 5 words, how these words start from yes. The same way, all these words start from M. Muda, mura, and muri. So what is the meaning of muda is waste. What are the activities not giving value to the customer? So activity which takes our time, which it takes our effort, which it takes our money, but still it's not adding value to the customer. That is called waste. So muda is waste. Second one is mura. Mura means variation, inconsistency. So day-to-day process variation, attendance variation, in-time variation. There is some people customer to customer, how much time you are spending, there is variation. So many variations in this process. Okay, that is about the Mura. Last one is Muri. Muri means overburden. Overburden means it's a strain. So we cannot able to load the machine more than its capacity. Same way, we cannot able to give the person more than his capacity, or many times the person we are making uncomfortable movement like bending. Okay, so some ergonomics problems, that is come under Muri. So we need to reduce all these three, Muda, Mura and Muri, so our process become our process give very good results. If you reduce all this Muda, Mura, Muri, then our process gives very good results. Okay, let me focus first on Muda wasters. As I told, Mr. Taichi, defined there are 7 wasters in process, and we need to remove this wasters so we can able to improve our process. Okay, what are the 7 wasters? For remembering in a easy way, they call TIMWOOD, TIMWOOD. The later part, what happened after certain years, they found when the service industries are started, the talent is the major investment. Okay, so talent is not utilized properly, then that is become one of the waste. Then later part, there is one more waste added in that sequence. So now it's become 8 waste. So 8 waste, again, for memorizing this 8 waste, there is a one word, downtime. We can call it downtime. Downtime. Okay. So this downtime is a useful word to simply remember that 8 type of waste. D means defects. O means overproduction. W means waiting. N means non-utilizing human talent. I told about the 8th waste, like same. Non-utilizing human talent. T means transportation. I means inventory. M means motion, and E means excess processing. So these are the 8 wastes. Let me go one by one. So before going to detail, I am just telling this wastage is applicable to everywhere. It's not only the manufacturing, it's not only that healthcare, it's not only that banking sector, education sector, everywhere. So I'm just to put some few slides how each waste is applicable in different sectors. The first sector is education. Let me take any one waste. Okay, defects. So wrong grades input into the system. So that is the one of the waste in this example in the education sector. Or excess transportation, multi approvals for the conference attendance, moving paper. So paper moving means there is some people purposefully they'll put for going to take that signature from different departments. So that is a transportation. Okay, let me take office examples. So different ways how applicable to our office. Let me take transportation. So unnecessary information moving between the department. Inventory, keeping several job openings. Okay, more than extra, more than enough. So that is the inventory. Motion. See what is the okay? Let me discuss later. So motion. So several different things. So person is walking here and there, waiting for the approval. Over defects, incorrect and completed processes. Here unskilled, non-utilized talent. Here is not doing activity that should be done. So what's supposed to be done, that is not yet done. Healthcare again. So defect, surgical case got missing an item. One particular item is missing. Okay, very important critical time. Overproduction, doing unnecessary diagnostic process. Waiting, employee waiting because of workloads are not level. One person having more work, another person have the less work. Okay, patient waiting for an appointment. Motion, lab employee walking miles as per the day to poor layout. Okay, so these are the different wastes applicable to the hospital examples. This is one important saying by Mr. Shigeo Shingo. We must always keep in mind that the greatest waste is the waste we don't see. So if you are not recognize waste as a waste, that is the biggest waste. So first we need to learn what are the wastes and we need to try to capture what are the wastage in our particular process, then we can able to reduce. If you are not recognize waste as a waste, then that is become a biggest waste. Okay, so first let me start the downtime series. So defects, any errors, reworks, or scrap products, paperwork, or information. Okay, that is called the defects. So defective or scrap materials, cost of inspecting products, responding to the customer complaints. Yes, if that is any defect, if you found at the design stage, the cost is very less. If you found at that processing stage, the cost will be different. Once it reaches customer, then it will multiply the cost. So responding to the customer complaints, 8D, whatever we do, everything is related to the waste of defects, rework, re-inspection. Okay, so all this thing is a part of defect waste. So why rework, repair, replacement, warranty period must be MUDA? Why we call it is MUDA? The what will happen when there is an assembly line? Let us assume there is an assembly process. Okay, the first person is doing the work, second person is doing the work. Okay, third person is doing the work. Something happen assembly stage itself. This 2% whatever giving the effort, that will become waste. And so that is a in production line. During the warranty period, what happened when customer is order something from, let us assume something he ordered from some online shopping center. He ordered for birthday gift. Okay, birthday gift to his wife. Something he received due to transportation or a wrong product they delivered. When he opened, it is he received in a different product. So the day become dull. So customer have a very big wrong impression about that particular process, particular service. So that is very important in defect. Some of the example related with the communications. So it is applicable everywhere. Work that contain errors, rework, mistakes, leaks or something necessary in data entry error. When we are typing the data, there is some error we are making. Pricing, the error, missing information. Some 10 documents, 10 data is required. We missed 1 or 2, then that will become error. For example, normal checklist, how many data is required? So we need to put the date, we need to put that who to whom we need to pay, whether it's account pay only or we need to put the signature, we need to put that how much amount in words, how much amount in numbers. So many inputs we need to do. If some data is missing, then that become a missing information also become an error, then that is a defect. So missed specification, if specification is not given, then that is become an error. Loss of records, so the old records are missed, then it will create error. Rework, rescheduling the meeting, that is a very, very important thing. So people are not coming on time for the meeting, then again we are rescheduling, that is a defect. So it's a communication related defects. Okay. So let me come to the next waste. O. So first waste is D for defects, then O for overproduction. Okay. Overproduction means more than what we required, customer required, we are producing. That is overproduction. Customer want some 20 products, okay, or 20 files he want, 20 particular files he want to process. If you are processed more than 20 or something, customer is not going to pay. Okay, so that is the matter of overproduction waste. If you are producing extra, what will happen? Customer is not happy to buy that. And the second thing, whatever you are spend time, man hours, that will become a waste in this particular process. And if you are producing more files, if you are producing more product, you don't have the space to keep, so the respect to the product will, or process will reduce. How we can identify making too much, producing too early, making just in a case? So consider the most serious waste, because these are the some of making too many copies. Suppose we want to take one's photocopy, but we are taking 2-3 things. Okay, double entering the data, 2 time entering the data, repeated data in a mail. Okay, so these are the things related with the overproduction. Waiting. So waiting is always biggest waste in a service industry, particularly. So waiting means waiting for man, waiting for machine, or waiting for process. What should be next? Okay. So related with any reason, man, machine, method, material, whatever the reason, if the process is stopped, wait, then that is become waste. What is the impact of waste of waiting? It will increase your lead time. Okay, let us assume one person come to the bank. He want to apply for a loan. So loan processing, there is some data required. He provide the data. If the one person is delaying, or one person is waiting for some Xerox copy, or one person is waiting for some person to come and approval signature. So because of this, normally it take some 2 hours time, but because of this, all this waiting time added, it will become a days, 2 days, 3 days process. So waiting time, nobody will like. It increase your lead time. It increase your turnaround time. So normally, what are the reasons we wait? We can remember 4M: man, machine, method, material. Waiting for man, somebody's come need to give the signature, give this approval, give this clarify this, or related with the material, some documents need to come. Waiting for that method, what to do next? There is no clarity, there is no SOP, or some critical case, how to proceed further. There is no procedure is available, no instruction is available. So like this, man, machine, method, material. So all these reasons we can able to relate with the machine. If you talk, there is a waiting for some printer. There is a waiting for some photocopier. So because of that, we are waiting. So related with all 4 M's, waiting will be happening. So we need to focus on waiting, and we need to analyze what reason we are waiting, and accordingly we need to take a countermeasure. So ideal time created when the material, information, people or equipment is not ready. Okay. So faxes, waiting for fax, waiting for the system to come back, waiting for the copier machine, waiting for customer to respond. So these are things we are waiting. So simple example, people are waiting. So machine is breakdown. So person is simply waiting. So but we are paying salary to the person also. But machine is breakdown. What he will do? He is waiting. Unutilized human talent. Okay, non-utilized human talent. So here, if how this particular waste we can able to identify. If the person is having good skill in particular work, if you are not allocating that work to that person, that is the greatest example of non-utilizing human talent. Let us assume one person have a very good skill in customer care or marketing, but we are putting that person into that core operations. Okay, so we are not utilizing his skill. The one person have very good skill in let us assume in manufacturing process example, the person have very good skill in painting. We are putting that person into welding department. So we are not allocating the job as per his skill. That is the one of the example for non-utilizing human talent. The another one way, the person has a good idea. The person has a good idea, so he is giving one suggestion. Instead of this, if you do like this, we can reduce that people waiting time. So we can able to attend more customers. But if we are not hearing his idea, and we are not implementing this, that also called human talent waste. Another one is work balance. There is a 4 counters in a bank. Okay, so all 4 counters we need to balance accordingly. If you are not balancing, only 2 counters have the huge people, another 2 counter is empty always, then it is an imbalance. That also non-utilizing human talent. So first one is work allocation as per the skill. Second one is very important thing, we need to give motivation, enough motivation to the employees to hear their ideas, and we need to implement for continuous improvement. Third one is work balancing. So how many employees are there, accordingly we need to balance the work. So these are the ways we can able to improve that, reduce that non-utilizing human talent. And we need to provide, so whenever there is idle time or something, we need to provide the continuous education, continuous training to upgrade their skill. So this is very important to reduce this non-utilizing human talent. So employees are not seen as a resource of labor only. So only if you are thinking of people are labor only, so they are working people only, they are not resource, or we are not thinking asset of the company, then that is biggest waste. People are told what to do and asked not to think, then it is a waste. So everybody have a brain. So for example, in our company, 20 people are working means there is a 20 brains are working for us. So every brain can able to do the wonders. So we need to motivate them, we need to educate them, we need to utilize them in a proper way, so we can able to improve. Employees are not involved in finding solutions, opportunities, and improve our process are missed. So many companies, whenever there is a mistake happening, we are doing some investigation, we are doing some problem solving, brainstorming. So that time, if you are not involving that persons who all are from ground level or who all are made this mistake like this, if you are not involved them, only top management or middle management, only the supervisors or managers conduct the meeting and they conclude the solution. That is also called non-utilizing human talent. And very important thing, if we are not going to Gemba, daily we are coming to that office, we are not going to the Gemba. So Gemba means where exactly the value is adding. For example, in hospital where real treatment happening, that is called Gemba. In education sector where real that lessons are taught, that particular area is called Gemba. If you go to that bank where that transaction, money transaction is happening to that customer, that is called Gemba. If it is a call center where the customer calls are attended and their queries are solved, that is called Gemba. So if you are coming to the office, but if you are not going to Gemba, that is the biggest waste. So as I frequently use that word, we need to avoid AC, PC, CC. We need to stop the AC. We need to stop the PC. We need to stop sending mail to so many people in CC. We need to go to the Gemba for the improvement. So not involving stakeholders for problem solving, as I told earlier, same way. So preventing people from reaching their potential goals, so our abilities, that also one of the issues. So these are the way we need to focus how we can able to motivate our employees and how we can able to reduce this non-utilizing of human talent. So in Toyota, they called before we build the car, we build the peoples. So people build the cars. We build the peoples and people build the cars. This is a good sayings from Toyota. Transportation. Okay, transportation is normally it's movement of material. Movement of material. If any document carried by the person, the in normally in manufacturing material is a movement, and if it is a service sector, the document or some tools necessary for some treatment or some register movement, that is called transportation. So how it is different transportation and motion? I will start here only. There is a difference between transportation and motion. Transportation means movement of material or movements of some document or movement of some tool or movement of some register, that is called transportation. Motion means movement of man. The man is walking, that is called motion. The man is moving some material, that is called transportation. For example, in a conveyor system, the material is moving, that is called transportation. There is no motion. But the forklift operator moving some material, that is a motion plus transportation. The operator also moving and there is a transportation. Material, so here and there, so that is the transportation. So for that we are giving that using some vehicles or using some manpowers. Okay, so more transportation leads more cost. So there is a two shirts, both are in made of same materials, but one shirt says that I am more expensive since raw material came from so far distance. So avoiding a transportation, we can able to make a layout in a smart way. So reduce the distance between the sessions, distance between the tables, distance between the departments. So under use that digital technologies to transfer the communications instead of physical documents. So these are the way we can able to reduce the transportations. Okay, the layout design is very vital role in reducing the transportation. So transportation is, suppose my supplier is from very long distance. Okay, I cannot able to buy from nearby suppliers because they are too much costly. I can buy from long distance supplier only. It's okay. We cannot able to change that supplier position. We cannot change our position because of that particular supplier. So here, what is in our scope, within our plant, within our service area, within our hospital, within our bank, how we can able to reduce this transportation movement? We can focus on that. So carrying documents from one area to the another area, okay, taking files to one person to another person, going to get the signatures. Let us assume normally, if you want to take one, tomorrow is holiday, okay, tomorrow there is some due to reason, we need to put that college in leave, okay, entire people, there is a holiday. So all department HOD, the communication need to go. What happened? There is one attender, he will take the circular. First he'll go to the principal office, he take the signature, then he need to go to the all department HODs to give this communication and get the signature. So all these HODs, all these departments not very close together. Na? So the person need to walk almost here and there along with this material too long. So transportation is very long in this situation. So we need to use avoiding the transportation by providing the communication with that digital versions. Use that WhatsApp or emails, phones. We need to use like this. Inventory. So inventory means anything more than required. If you are keeping, that is inventory. So if I'm doing one at a time, everybody can able to work one file only, I hope. So we can able to concentrate. We cannot able to concentrate more than 10 files. More than 2 files at a time is very difficult. So myself very bad and cannot able to concentrate more than one file at a time. But in your table, if you are keeping many files to show off, oh, I'm working like this to everyone. So I'm working huge files. I'm multi-talented. If you want to show like this, that is inventory. So if you work one file, so if you keep other files in a particular rack, all these things, work one at a time. So otherwise you hold unnecessary, some other person is supposed to work in the same file, because of you hold at your table, we cannot able to, other person cannot able to work on that file. So it is become it increase our lead time. So this inventory, common process is overproduction, poor layout, okay, switchover time, one to another type switchover time. So these are the n number of reasons for this inventory. More than required items, if you are keep, that is the inventory. So the inventory makes your, if you are keeping more files, your table become messy. You require more table space. If you are keeping more stationary items, more than required items, if you are keeping so many paper bundles and the stationary items, then you require more space. Instead of that, how much you require? You pull from your stores. You have the stores to keep minimum maximum levels. How much you required accordingly you get and use now. Then we can able to use with the less space required. So more information, project material on hand, customer needs right now. Okay, files waiting to be worked on, open projects, office supplies, emails waiting to be read. So many emails you are keeping in your mailbox, that also inventory. So if we need to allocate some time, whatever the busy time, we need to allocate some time to read that emails and respond. Otherwise, what happen? If your inbox having more than 60, 70 mails, that means we are not organized well. We are not working organized well. So that also inventory. So unused records in the tables, okay, unused records in the database, that also called inventory. What will happen if inventory increase? That will hide all your wastes. It will hide all your problems. Okay, so if you keep all this, if you have huge inventories, then it will hide. Okay, there is an issue. Okay, I'll work with the next piece. Let us assume the person have that 10 or 20 piece only. Okay, 10 piece only in his hand. The daily demand is 20 piece. Then he'll take care very well. Okay, he'll focus very clearly. But if he have thousands of pieces in his hand, so he'll not care well. So in office printer, let us assume printer, we have only one cartridge. Okay, the next cartridge will place the order after 30 days. then how you will take care of this cartridge very well. If you have a number of cartridge in office, then something small problem we will not care of printers, will throw this cartridge and we will put another printer, another cartridge. So the careless become very critical. It's become very danger if you have more inventory. If you have enough inventory, the careness to that particular equipment become more important. When you are reducing the inventory, all problem will happen. Okay, so maybe printer have some problem, that printer consumes more cartridge. We don't know, but because of we have more cartridges, whenever there is a problem, immediately we will throw that old cartridge. If you have replaced the new one, we never come to know the printer has a problem. But if we have the only one cartridge, like this case, then we come to know, okay, the printer has a problem. So the problems are become highlighted when the inventory started reducing. If you have more manpower, let us assume manpower also inventory. If you have more manpower, there is the problems are hidden. When you have the less manpower, then only, oh sir, the SOP is not clear. Oh, here this particular process take more lead time. That is the input. So all these problem will be highlighted. So whenever the problem will be highlighted, then only we can able to take actions. We can able to solve it. Otherwise, problems are always hidden. We are living with the problems. So we want to avoid that situation. Motion. In this picture, you can see that the person is working, that tools are not very close to him. So every time he need to go and take that, grab the tool. So that is called motion. So motion is the man movement. Man movement is called motion. So let us assume you need to take a print every time. So you are walking every time, or you want to take a signature for every time you are walking. The walking time is called walking by the individual person is called motion based. We done one exercise in service sector in Mahindra Finance. The person's walking. So when we are did that some study, we given the pedometer to that individuals. Okay, in a day, for this work reason, how much time within office the persons are walking. The wonder thing at that study, based on this data, based on the 3-day study, the person is walking 7 kilometers maximum. One person, the highest walked by the person, the attender is 7 kilometers. He's going, giving the print, blah 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 blah, the things. So it is very pathetic. So walking distance we need to reduce continuously, whether it's office or manufacturing sector or it's a education sector. So walking not adding to the value to the person, okay, value to the customer also. In Maruti, they done one exercise. Maruti Motors, where they done one exercise few years before. Every person need to reduce one step at least in their working process. If they want to make one car as an assembly station, every one person need to reduce at least minimum one step. He need to do some kaizen, some improvement. So like this, finally, totally they reduced 22,000 steps. 22,000 steps they save. So how much kilometer distance they save? So the motion, if you reduce the motion, the operator walking strain will be reduced. Then that time also we can able to improve the productivity. So yes, isolated operations, shared tools. There is no common tools. Staplers in office, some of the office, the stapler is a common. The one person want a stapler, then he'll walk here and there. Okay, some shared tools, fatigue. So these are the things we need to focus in this motion. Motion, transportation difference. Motion means the operator movement, that work employee movement. Transportation is document or material movement. Excess processing, if you are doing more than required, I want to cut this particular tool, okay, when a particular product, this is more than enough. If I am using the highest tool, that is called excess processing. I'm using more than required this thing, it will consume more power, more cost, but still not adding value to the customer. Customer not getting any value in this, but we are consuming more, okay. So those are the example of excess processing. So why it's happening? Because of no standard works. We are not creating the procedures. Okay, some over designed. Okay, lack of problem solving. These are the reasons. So using expensive things for giving communication. For example, if we want to give some communication to that customers, normal print is enough. But if you are giving some high quality printer, but only the matter is communication. The communication is the matter. If you are giving some hi-fi printer with the logo, all these things, that is not going to add any more extra value to the customer. Same thing, he got a communication, but if you are giving a high-fi printer or a high-cost quality paper, it's not going to add much value to the customer. So that is called excess processing. Okay. So meetings not required. We have every meeting, always meetings. So small also we started meeting. Small things, if you want to give communication, just 2 minutes. But if you are meeting happening at Gemba, automatically the time will reduce. But if you are having some meeting room, block the meeting room, then 10 members need to come, then it is called extra excess processing. So more than are conducting meeting, that also excess processing. Okay, agenda points not included, so homework is not done, then people came and attend, that also excess processing. Creating reports, okay, more than required. Repeated manual entry of data. Sometimes if you do the study of your entire office, somebody is doing the duplicate work. Same person doing two different way, the same work only doing. So the repeated manual entry work, all these things also come under this excess processing. Duplicacy of work, use of outdated standard forms. The person using outdated standard forms, again once after some time again it come, oh, we need to change that. This is excess thing. Inappropriate software if you are using, that also called excess processing. Very important thing is, first we need to see the waste. If you are daily worker, see, normally any new joinees in a company joined, after 3 months the HR or that business head will call this employee. He will ask about, oh, okay, now 3 months are over, how you feel about this company, what are things you find good things, what are things you find need to change here, like this. If he asked, then that person will give the answer. Okay, normally first 3 months is called a honeymoon period. So whatever he learned, he will share. But the person is worked for so many 5 years, 6 years. After that, if the same HR or a business is called and he asks the question, he cannot able to give answers because he also part of that ocean. Okay, so the waste also same thing. If you want to see the waste, you cannot see as an employee. You cannot see as a. You need to see in a customer angle, because customer is only defining the value. So you need to think in a customer angle, what gives value to him, what is the waste, then we can able to see this. Okay, so finding the waste also quite difficult. So because we are habitually adopted or living lot of waste around us, so we must learning to see with the Kaizen eyes. In a customer angle, we need to see. Muri, as I told you, now whatever we seen about Mura, Muri, that is a fluctuation or variation. And sorry, it's a Muri only, not Mura only, not Muri. That is the wrong thing. Mura means variation. So Mura is inconsistent or irregular, okay, uneven use of persons. So wherever there is a variation, imbalance, that is called Mura. So the flight supposed to land between that path. So there is some upper specification, lower specification. If there is some change, what happened, that will create a big accident. So that is a variation, how it going to affect that important role. We can see that. So last one is Muri. If you are having overload, the donkey struggle. Okay, same way the person also will struggle. There is a physical strain in overburden. If a person is utilized more than his capacity, or we are telling the person to do many walking steps or many bendings or some ergonomically not fair goods if you are providing, then that is creating that issue to the person. Bend to work, push hard, lift weight, repeat tiring action, wasteful walks. Even not only the physical thing, mentally also, if you are giving some non-validated work, the person feels, then that will make the issue of physical issues to that person. So for that, normally we need to do ergonomic study. The best tool as of now, if you want to do for service sector or manufacturing, the simple method is RIBA study, rapid entire body assessment. That is a very simple one. We can able to do, anyone can able to do. You can search in Google study, you can get a SOP simple sheet. Using this sheet, we can able to identify currently how much, what is the score of this person, ergonomic score. From the score where we need to improve, the guidelines are given that sheets. You can search REBA, REBA, Rapid Entire Body Assessment in Google. You get that details, or you can connect with me. I will share the details. So these are some of the ergonomics improvement projects happening in the plant. Okay, we'll come to the principles. All about the values completed. Map the value stream. So it's a value stream mapping is like a visual tool to show that the entire office, entire business, how your values, wherever what is your process, where are the values happening, how much is the non-valued things happening. Okay, what is your lead time, what is your valuable time. So everything we can able to show how is your material flow happening, how is your communication information flow is happening. So everything we are going to show in a single picture, that is called value stream mapping. So we can do for hospitals, we can do for banks, we can do for manufacturing, everywhere we can able to do this. So this is the one of the thing we need to do by picturizing that entire process. Okay, by doing VSM, nothing going to change. It's like a X-ray. It will say that what are the area good in your body, what are the area is pain in your body. So what kind of treatment required, how long it will take. So for developing some roadmaps, taking some project, it will be good.
Yeah, Bala, time up. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah. So last 2 minutes.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Then next one is flow. Flow means the process should be continuously flow. If wherever your process gets stopped, then that create inventory, that creates some other wastes. Some of the wastes will stop your flow. Some breakdown, some work imbalance. So like this, some of the wastes stop your flow. So if your flow gets stopped, your lead time will increase. Your turnaround time will increase. So we need to attack the waste and reduce the wastes to improve our flow. So customer will get that immediately response. Customer will get that output immediately. The next one is pull. Create a pull. Pull means for creating pull system, people are using many tools. One of the tools is a Kanban. So reduce the inventory, keep that a minimum maximum level. So how much customer required, that much only we need to produce. How much required, how much, that much tool only we need to use. So they call GIFT system, just in time. So what customer want, when customer want, how much he want, that much only we need to produce, that much only we need to deliver. So that is the pull. So here it will help us to reduce the inventory. The last one is the perfection. Perfection is a never ending process. Okay, so like PDCA. So one time if we did the improvement, again we need to do revisit that. So continuously we can able to do this. So this is all about the compromise session of today's. Thank you. So you can able to ask some questions.
Yeah, those who want to ask questions can unmute and ask, or you can type in the chat box.
Sir, one question from my side.
Yeah.
Sir, in a hospital scenario, there are a lot of life-saving equipment.
Okay.
They use very occasionally. Say, for example, a defibrillator, which a hospital may use once in a year or even once in 5 years. Okay, those equipment will come under waste.
No. See, waste means what? If you are using more than required, but you decided it is required, but it may require any time. Correct? It may require any time.
Yeah.
So we need to keep it, maintain it properly, and we'll keep it. It's not going to affect as inventory.
Okay. Similarly, there are a lot of other equipment also, say for diagnosis. Say for example, you are having a CT machine or an MRI machine. Okay. Whereas only 4 or 5 people you can diagnose, or the people may require the diagnosis. But if you look at the investment, it costs around 5 crore rupees.
Okay.
Will that be considered as waste, or still that will also come under the essential service?
For example, nowadays what happened? Medicals also we have our own hospitals. Okay, diagnostic
Yeah.
center also we do this. Okay,